For
All right,
what?
Robbie, you have a fertility doctor using his own sperm. What's going on out there, Canada?
This is
Well,
unbelievable.
let me tell you, buddy. So, Norman Barwin is a disgraced Ottawa fertility doctor who has agreed to pay a $13 million settlement with families, including 17 Barwin babies. So, of that 13 million, 75K has actually been set aside for a DNA database to help children identify their biological fathers. So the parents that you see there are Davina and Dan Dixon. They are named as lead plaintiffs on the class action lawsuit against Dr. Barwin. So the claim is that Dr. Barwin used the wrong sperm or even his own sperm in the conception of at least 100 children. A
Wow.
hundred children. So the class action has grown to over 226 members, including former patients, children conceived through artificial insemination, and really, I have to put it out there. This was not the first story like this. So why do people keep spending tens of thousands of dollars for a baby when there's so many children deserving of families waiting to be adopted?
Those people
All
want
together now,
babies.
panel.
Same
Because they
reason.
want
Babies,
babies.
their own babies.
I'm not sure what the adoption procedures are in Canada, but it's not just easy. It's not easy to get
Yeah.
up
It's
and go
hard
and
as
adopt
heck.
a child. It's
Very hard.
very difficult. It's very costly, and then you have to
Long
deal with the
process.
ramifications of when do you tell your child that he or she was adopted? Do they want to leave your family and jump over to the biological parents' family? Like there's a lot that goes into that. And I don't fault anyone who wants to have a child that is a part of their biological DNA.
DNA.
There's some women who want to be pregnant. Me not being one of them at this late stage in my life, but I understand it. I understand it. So I don't, knock anyone who is doing this. All of the onus, all of the shame should be put on this doctor. Because one, it's unethical. Okay. It's
Yeah,
definitely unethical. In some states, it's against the law. It's been
should be.
the subject of at least two Law and Order episodes, at
Mhm,
least
yeah.
two. So I put all of the blame on him, and I don't think $13 million is enough.
I don't think so either.
Like he should
Yeah,
be sent
at
into
all.
Because
immediate
they
bankruptcy.
split it. It's a class action lawsuit, so they're
Yeah,
splitting $13 million.
they would get like
Yes.
$50
No,
each after they pay their
no.
lawyers and everything.
Yeah,
And I think he should
after you
do
pay
some jail
lawyers.
time.
Yeah.
I
It
think he
said
should
like
do some jail
25
time.
to 40,000 each to
What's that
each
gonna do?
like child. I know,
I
right?
mean,
25.
it's not like these parents can now go and have more children or have children of their own because now they still, I don't know. I agree. I think because I want children, and if it's, I certainly would prefer my own DNA. But I'm with you, Robbie, in the sense that if it can't be, I'm absolutely adopting. Um, so
Yeah.
it's not going to be a one or the other, but certainly it's reasonable to want to try to have your own child with your own, I mean, biology. I don't think that's unreasonable for anyone since it's possible. You know, now, if it's possible, why not? Why not do it? And it does cost a lot of money, yes, but at the same time, it can be worth it to a lot of people. Plus, like I said, I'd adopt. I'd adopt if I can't. If for some
I would
reason
adopt
it
too,
doesn't happen or I can't, yeah, adoption is still an option. It doesn't
but young.
eliminate the option for adoption. It just means that hey, maybe, and I can do both. Shoot, I can have my own
Mhm.
child
There are
using
people that
fertility
have
I
done both.
wouldn't do both.
and adopt.
There are people that have done both.
Yeah.
There are people that have done
Mhm.
both.
So I don't
You
think it should be.
know,
Certainly should. I mean, yeah, we got crazy people who do stupid stuff like this, and yeah, you never know.
Yeah, what?
You never know what you're getting sometimes because you can't sit there
Right?
and overlook their shoulder while they're inseminating the sperm and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
You can never
and
know
also,
Because
100%.
too, the one of the reasons why I say that he should be jailed because we don't know what type of vetting process this ghost sperm has been through, especially if it's him. We don't know what type of diseases or
Yeah.
what his pedigree, what his genealogy,
Deficiencies.
is. So
Mhm.
it's he should be jailed and he should be fined. The lawsuit should be $100
Bankrupt.
million. $100
Yeah,
million
Yeah, I think it should be
at this
somewhere
point.
around there. I
that's
mean, there
over a
is the thing
hundred.
about like if you do make it too much, then he can't. The insurance companies won't pay out, and then
Well,
you get
Mhm.
nothing.
What?
I get that. However, I want him to be crippled where he can barely
Yeah.
breathe.
I totally agree with
That's just me.
So, so why wouldn't the insurance companies pay any? I'm still
Oh,
stuck on that.
because
Wait, why
insurance,
would they do that?
you. Because people, okay,
girl.
so when you get insurance, right? Say, let's say you have a business and you get insurance. There's a maximum amount that you usually say, okay, I'm going to apply for $20 million in insurance coverage, or I'm going to apply for $10 million in insurance coverage. And then that's
Yeah.
the maximum benefit if something goes wrong or something bad goes wrong. An insurance company will pay out. The rest of it would have to come from the individual, the doctor. And so let's say it's 13 million, right? And his top benefit was $10 million. So the insurance company will pay 10 million. He has to come up with another 3 million. Now, if you make it $100 million, an insurance company is still only paying 10 million, and he somehow has to come up with another $90 million, which he probably doesn't have, then the most they're going to get is a share of that 10 million from the insurance company because all he'll do is file for bankruptcy and have bankruptcy protection.
But he'll probably do
Oh,
Mhm.
that in this particular case anyway. But in
Probably.
terms of insurance companies, just a quick thing, Gianni, like insurance companies are not your friend. Like if there's an
yeah.
opportunity for them to say, we're not going to pay you, they're going to say, we're not going to pay you. They're going to keep it in litigation for years and years and years. So yeah, never trust the insurance company.
Yeah.
That's like bad
Mhm.
insurance companies or in general. Like that's
It's
the
in
All
Oh,
general.
MO.
insurance
that's
companies.
insurance.
It's in
Okay.
Period.
general.
All, because think about it, they
Okay.
wouldn't make any
They're
money.
protecting
They wouldn't make
themselves.
any money if they had to continuously pay millions
Oh,
and millions and
payout.
millions.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't make any money.
True.
So
And I will say I've
True.
dealt with some insurance companies, and some of them are better than others in terms of their payout. Um, some of them will they do try to settle, but when you try to fight back, they do get a little vicious. Um, but I've dealt with some insurance companies that settled well, reasonably with me. So,
I
all
learned
right,
something new.
bunch
Thank
of
you guys.
comments online on this one. So this was a popular one, Rob B. All right, people. Olivia says because some people want biological children. Nothing wrong with that. Fred Hargrove says it is a personal decision. Jacqueline Robinson says it's unethical, and on a shallow note, he's not that attractive.
yeah,
Plus, there's no
you
telling
know,
what kind of genetic diseases he may have. Fred
Mhm.
Hargrove
Yeah.
says, whose sperm do they think they're getting? Did he provide fake profiles or something?
that's another good
I
question.
know.
Right.
That's
That's
another
fraud
good
then.
question because in a lot
Yeah.
of situations, you do pick which sperm you want to use. You pick from a
True.
profile. Um, that it's assumed that that profile, that person has been vetted, even though you don't get that person's name. So that's another variable
But I
iteration
mean,
of this process.
you can create any profile that you want. Okay, so hey, you know what? I want some from lot XJV876, and that could be anybody. You have no idea. Buyer beware. You have no idea what you're actually getting
I
because
mean, I
you're
have,
not the one collecting, storing, and inseminating.
That's
That's
but
the only
that's
true.
person who
but
knows.
that's the same as if I choose to go out and sleep with somebody at the bar and have a kid. But through this process, they're supposed to be vetted. That's the thing.
Oh
That's the
yeah,
safety net that's supposed to happen.
Yep. So Olivia says he should pay child support for all his babies.
Then there you go. Speak on it,
that's a
Olivia.
good one.
Speak on it.
Yeah.
That's a
Jacqueline
good
Robinson
one.
says exactly, Neil. The last thing you want is a defendant to declare bankruptcy, even if the insurance company pays the policy limit. And then when Darian says, "What is the Hippocratic oath that he's to honor?" He is a doctor. Now, Gianni, did you get to
Yep.
comment on this one? I know we ran out of time quick.
No.
Go ahead. What are your thoughts
Oh,
on that?
um, I mean, I don't really know. I think that I don't really know. I think that it's insane. I have heard a story like this before though. Like Rob said, but I don't think that this is something that can be that common. And like you guys said as well, I would advocate for adoption, but I definitely think everybody has a right to have their own type of children. I personally would want to adopt because I don't want to have any like pains, birth pains.
Oh,
That's why I don't.
so you're not up for children. You ready to adopt right now.
Yeah, unless they can give me like some type of medicine to like I don't know, it's too
All right,
painful.
panel. We calling this fertility doctor truth, lies, or shenanigans? I'm going with
Asshole.
lies.
That's what I'm calling him.
Asshole.
Asshole.
Horrible.
Lies. He's a liar. All right. Good topic.
Lies, shenanigans.
All right.